Legend of the East Humble-noob here with a noob's guide to Battlefield 3 jets. These are possibly the hardest things to use on the game, and they are just ridiculously difficult, mainly because a lot of people, well, there's a few people who can fly them really, really well, and they won't give anyone else a chance to fly them properly. So I'll be showing you how to get over some of those first difficulties. So first thing you want is your kit to be perfect. Now, I'm going to be using air radar in this video. Some of you might not have it yet. I'll do another video for those of you who've got nothing, because it is possible to shoot down other jets. It's just very difficult. So, as your gadget, I always choose infrared flares. Other people say ECM jammer's better. So other people say extinguisher's better. They're all three of them are pretty good, but I choose infrared flares. And as your weapon, well, it really depends what kind of jet you want to be. You want either heat seekers if you're going to be shooting down other jets, or if you want to be a ground attack plane, attacking tanks and things on the ground, then you really want rocket pods. And can I just add that the guided missile is useless. It's just ridiculously weak. And sure, it's going to hit every time, but the tanks have either got infrared smoke or some other way. They can just get out and repair. So you're better off with rocket pods or heat seekers. I'm going to be using rocket pods to start off with to show you some of that. But a quick tip for when you're taking off for the first time in a game is find cover. If it's mountains, just distance, find cover, because you don't know who's got air superiority in the game. You don't know if there's two of their jets, none of yours, or if you're in full control. So yeah, find a mountain or something, and then just survey the battlefield. In this instance, we've got complete air superiority. Hang on a minute. Yes, I can see that. On the air radar in the bottom left, you can see that orange blip. That's an enemy taking off. So, aiming. Lots of people say aim just ahead of your target, but the Battlefield 3 jets are so slow compared to real life jets. That doesn't really work, especially when you're this close. You want those crosshairs right over the nose of their jet. Or if they're heading straight away from you, boom! Directly on them. So, nextly, that's not a word. Anyway, next we have catching your target. Now, the best thing to do is wait until they're preoccupied, because this guy here, he's busy bombing something, so then you can slip behind him while he's not looking, and then you've got the advantage because he's got to try and break away from you. Once again, get your crosshairs right over them. This is a bit of a shoddy aiming job, but oh well. Yeah, don't be too jerky with the movements of your jet though, because it becomes extremely difficult. Ow. Okay, and also don't hit your target as they explode, because sometimes it is pretty difficult to do that. So, missile evasion. Best thing to do is, well, what people will do, they'll fire one set of missiles, because you get two. Then wait for you to launch your flares, then fire the second one like this guy does. Best thing to do is put your afterburners on, get straight out of there as fast as you can to the edge of the map, let that second missile hit you, and then wait there for your health to regenerate. Loads of people think that they can just go, oh yeah, I'm the best pilot ever, I can fly a jet properly, and that loses a lot of jets. I've seen so many people. They fire the first set of flares, I send the second missile after them, and they just do nothing. Also, this provides a perfect ambush opportunity, so you can just sneak up behind whoever just fired that at you, and go, hello again. There we go, at least I got a vehicle destroyed. They'd already bailed out, but yes. Also, whenever you find a target, you always want to mark them, because if they go off your screen, it makes it so much easier to spot them again and shoot them down. Now, this guy was already so terrified of me that he bailed out just because there was somebody flying after him. What a noob. Also, if someone's trying to get a lock on you like that, then just get out of there. Now, advanced aim, although I did say don't aim ahead of them, sometimes if they're moving straight across to you like this, aiming ahead does work, as I just got a ton of points there. So yeah, aim slightly ahead if they're moving straight across in front of you. That's the only case in which it does work. So once again, somebody else marked him this time, but remember that, mark your target. Now also, watch out for friendly fire. Yes, a shell from the gunship. There it is, just hit me in the back. Oh dear. And in fact, I was so distracted by that. Don't let distractions get you, because I was so distracted by that that I didn't notice that the other guy was crashing. So, ground attack. One of the best things for rocket pods. And the easiest things to practice on are the enemy planes on the ground. They're so vulnerable, they're massive, and they can't move very fast until they get off the ground. So, you want afterburners on, as a long way away, then air brakes coming back towards them, and just let rip with whatever weapon you've got. So that again, afterburners on, up, round, air brakes on, and look for targets. Now this guy actually manages to get away, and has the cheek of firing a couple of shots at me, but again, he's on his takeoff run. Still another very vulnerable time for a jet, and I still managed to sneak up behind him. So the next thing we're moving on to is how to use rudder when you're aiming. Now lots of people think rudder is just useless. Lots of people think that because it barely even moves you from side to side. But if you're doing ground attack using very small movements, or attacking a helicopter for that matter because they're so slow, then you're going to want to use the rudder. See, I'm too far over to the right, so instead of tilting my plane and pulling up, I just use the rudder. And if he wasn't taking off at the time, that would have been a direct hit. But again, since they're taking off, you can just sweep straight in behind them and start dogfighting. Now what I try and do here is trying to get in front of him so that I can demonstrate some evasive maneuvers. So that's getting the other guy off your tail. So what you want to do, one of the best ones that I use is up, over, roll back onto the right way up again, and up and over again. Make sure your speed stays up. I let it drop a bit there, so I had to use my afterburners. So then do that 3 or 4 times, then sweep back down onto your enemy. Although he wasn't really. He got bored there. So yeah, what happens is on the map, on the air radar screen, if they've got air radar, is you look just like you're looping normally. So they'll just carry on looping as if they were looping, you two were looping around each other. And so as they're looping, you can come back down on them and just mow the living daylights out of them with your guns. Again, helicopters, don't start off too far or too close to them, because like this, I have no idea what happened there, but I think I hit him, and I didn't manage to get enough shots into him to disable or destroy. So, yeah. So again, aiming ahead, it works. So this guy's moving sort of off to my right, so you have to aim ahead of them, and that gives you some hits. Again, aim ahead, and they should move through your field of fire. Now, one of my favourite ground attacks moves is death from above! You need to get as high as you possibly can without stalling. Air brakes on, going straight down, just everything. Switch to your gun after your rocket pods are used up, and I managed to get both of their planes on this one sweep. I think my record's about 3 tank destroyers I managed to get. They were all sitting right next. Sorry, no, it was a tank, 2 tank destroyers and the mobile artillery. Another good rule is look where you're going, because it can become so addictive trying to get those last few shots into a ground target that it's just, you don't look where you are. You've got to make sure your approach is clear, like that. I didn't spot the radio tower. You've got to make sure your exit is clear, so there's no buildings or rocks or things behind it that you need to get past, and that there's no enemies in the way that will just ruin your day. Again, I didn't spot that rock on the right and nearly hit it. So, everyone's favourite, heat seekers. Now, the problem with heat seekers is, even though you get 2 of them, they're pretty useless, because, as I'll demonstrate here, as soon as you've got a lock, which in itself is pretty difficult, once you've got a lock, lots of people just fire both of their missiles at once, and the enemy fires their flares off. That didn't do anything. So I finished this guy off with guns, but in the next clip, you'll see what the best thing to do. Now this guy does a pretty good evasive manoeuvre, going back to evasive manoeuvres. He loops over, and then just as he goes off of my screen, he turns up and loops the other way, so you can just about see him disappearing there. But I thought he was still looping, and carried on. Now thankfully he was a bit busy with another jet, so I could slip back behind him and get him back. But again, just keep an eye out for those manoeuvres that other people use, and try and use them yourselves.
Great job. The objective has been taken.
When you're shooting at a jet that's looping up in front of you, so when you're in a looping manoeuvre where you're both looping around each other, try and aim right for the nose. Just for the nose. Because that should hit right in the middle of the jet, where you've got the most chance of hitting. So, again, back to heat seekers. Best thing to do is wait until they've fired their flares or their ECM jammer. This helicopter coming down from the right there launches its ECM jammers, and it's completely defenseless now, because I can now send both missiles into it. They do about 40 damage each, so you can finish them off with the gun. So, that should be all for this video. Hope you found it useful and not too boring. I should be doing a couple more videos on the jets and the helicopters in Battlefield. Actually, all aspects of Battlefield. And then I'll be moving on to some other games. If you've got any suggestions, please put them in the comments. And now I'm just coming into land. Bit useless. Anyway. Yeah, I should be doing a true noobs video for people who don't have air radar. Just with the gun and the jet itself, but it is extremely difficult, I'll tell you that. So, this has been the Humble-noob on jets in Battlefield 3, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. We should be coming out with plenty more soon, more ruse videos, more Gran Turismo, more Monster Hunter. Hey, so get out of my jet! That's my jet! Come back! Damn you! That's not really going to do much, but oh well. We will see you then.